However, it's still using this diver will be around 3. Okay, and this diver will be around. No, Eagan they're all staying all around
But I just go in this order basically. It's all in. Now I
Good afternoon, Wildcat fans, and I can honestly say everybody in this space is a Wildcat fan today. Welcome. This is the first ever Wildcat Invite where we will be hosting and competing against each other. We have the Eagan Wildcats, the Waconia Wildcats, and the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. So a big thank you to our ETV crew for being here to live stream the meet tonight, to our friends and family at home. Thank you to Minnesota Orthodontics and the Urgency Room for continuing to sponsor the EHS Swim and Dive program. As of right now, I want to introduce our coaches for each team from Eagan. Thank you to Andrew Michelson, our head coach, who is assisted by Carl Kinstead, and our diving coach, Julie Lynchy. Thank you to our Waconia coaches, who are coached by their head coach, Ashley Westfall, assisted by Drew Sodi, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Hannah Fuller, and diving coach, Jesse Stockstead. And thank you to our Chisago Lakes coaches. Thank you to our head coach, Amanda Husfeld, assisted by Jacob Ewert, and our diving coach, Anna Peterson. Let's give our teams a round of applause before we shift into our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the swim gym that is Dakota Hills Middle School, located in Eagan. Eagan's fastest pool north of Braddock, east of Highway 3. Today's tilt brings us a trifecta of teams. We've got the Chisago Lakes Wildcats, we've got the Waconia Wildcats, and we've got your hometown Eagan Wildcats. We had a bunch of kiddies here at the pool tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Tonight's meet is actually going to be starting with the diving. Typically, diving will take place halfway through a meet, giving the swimmers a break. However, tonight we're starting the meet a little bit early, and it will feature the dive teams first. So having a series of different dives. It's I don't know how to explain it. We'll have a couple of relays, I guess, what you would call it, at least coming from Chisago and a couple from Eagan. What'll happen is there'll be some girls that will do 2 dives, then the next girl will do 2 dives, and then another one. And then there will be some teams, I'm not sure which here, I haven't looked through my roster, that will run through the rotation as you would normally see it. And I'll try and walk us through it as it goes. So if your swimmer only goes twice, my hope is that I'll be able to explain that as we go, not make it too confusing. Those of you listening at home or watching it on the live stream, count your lucky blessings. You think it's hot outside, step into the swim pool. Not only is it hot in here, we can add some humidity to it. Nonetheless, we'll try and give you a bird's eye view and a completely accurate scoring as the meet goes on. So as we get ready, there are referees across the pool are discussing the finer points of the diving, what they want to see, what they're looking for. And we will get on with this meet momentarily. Cannot tell you which conference these teams are coming out of, except for the Eagan coming out of the South Suburban Conference. Waconia is out west, not sure what their conference consists of. Chisago Lakes coming from about 35, 40 miles north of the cities. A little bit of a trek down here, but that was nice and warm. If they came in a school bus, hopefully got a motor coach to hustle that one south. Girls are getting themselves set. A couple of last-minute directions from the referees. And at current, I only see one referee, which wouldn't necessarily be surprising considering it's the first meet of the year. First meet of the year for all 3 teams. What are they looking for at this one? Probably at this point, girls are still getting in shape. They're getting awful tired because of the two-a-day practices. And what they're looking for at the beginning of the school year is kind of set a baseline for what the rest of the season will bring for them. Gives them something to work for, continue to improve and get better. And hopefully about mid-season, they'll all kind of kick into gear, be into a rhythm, and then really by the end of the season, which comes around to November 1st or so, they'll be in top shape and cranking out the best times of their lives. Andrew Michelson, head coach, Eagan. He's assisted by Carl Kenseth. And those are the only 2 coaches I have, at least in front of me. Again, I'll do my best as the divers come to the platform. My apologies if I butcher some last names or even first names as well. I'll do my best. I wish I could tell you a little something about each one of the Chisago and Waconia teams. I cannot. I've never been to any of the meets, nor do I have any history on their team. The only thing I can give you is a little bit of history on Eagan's team, who is typically fairly strong and a solid program led by Andrew Michelson. He's got to be in his, I don't know. He's got to be in his 6th or 7th year anyway. I was told that you would be able to hear on the other end that what the dive numbers that they will be doing and the results, you should be able to hear that. However, I will, after they're done speaking, I will try and relay the best I can as what dives they're doing and the numbers that proceed with it. And I will attempt as well not to talk while they're talking so that you're either not hearing either one of us or we're double talking over the top of each other and just making a mumbo jumbo over the top of each other. All right. So look like the girls are spreading out here a little bit for the diving. Looks like we should be getting started momentarily. We'll slide on the old reading glasses. Between that and they're far enough away, I got to take them off so I can read them at far distance. I got the papers up here in front of me to read at close distance, and hopefully the humidity in here should be able to hopefully keep the fog off my glasses so I can give you some accurate information. Looks to me like Eagan is going to have approximately 4 divers. Looks like probably 5 divers for Waconia. And Chisago, as I'm seeing it.
So we're going to announce the diver and the on deck at all times just to be able to keep pace. So with no further ado, first diver up today from Chisago Lakes is Malia. She'll be doing 101C forward dive tuck 1.2.
First driver is Chisago Lakes, Malia. A 101C forward dive tuck with a 1.2 degree of difficulty.
On deck is Hazel.
She will be participating in 2 dives today. And here we go.
Scores.
3-3-3.
Next up, from Waconia, Hazel, doing dive 101A, front dive straight, 1.4. On deck is Ella.
From Waconia, Hazel, a 101A front dive, straight, 1.4 degree of difficulty. Very nice. Three and a half, 3, 3.5. For Eagan, Ella, a 101C front dive tuck, 1.2.
Ella, doing dive 101C, front dive tuck, 1.2, on deck to Olivia.
Four, 3.5. Olivia from Chisago Lakes.
Chisago Lakes doing dive 103C, forward 1.5 somersaults tuck, degree of difficulty 1.6, on deck is Maya.
A 103C forward 1.5 somersault tuck with a 1.6 for young Olivia from Chisago Lakes. For an 8th grade, not bad at all. 4.5, 3.5, 3. Maya from Waconia.
Maya from Waconia doing dive 101A, front dive straight, 1.4. On deck is Asia.
101A, a front dive straight, 1.4. Four, 3.5, 4.
Asia from Eagan doing dive 101A, forward dive straight, 1.4.
Asia. Young lady from Eagan, a 101A, forward dive straight, 1.4. Threes across the board.
Gracie doing dive 401B, inward dive pike.
For Waconia, Gracie.
On deck, Julia.
A 401B inward dive pike, 1.5. Five, 4.5, 4.5.
Julia from Eagan doing dive 104C, forward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.2 on deck, Madeline.
Junior, Olivia, Julia, a 104C, forward 2 somersault, tuck, 2.2. That's a nice way to start the season. 6.5, 5.5, 5.5.
Madeline doing dive 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6 on deck, Gwen.
Madeline for Waconia, a 301C, reverse dive, tuck. Did not have the degree of difficulty written down here. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5.
Gwen doing dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7 on deck, Jenna.
Junior from Eagan, Gwen, a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. Good start to the season for her as well. 4.5, 5.5, 4.5.
Jenna from Eagan doing dive 201A, back dive straight, 1.7 on deck, Amalia.
11th grader from Eagan, Jenna, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. Very nice. 5, 5, 5.
Amalia from Waconia doing dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7 on deck, Hansan.
Junior from Waconia, Amalia, 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. Four and a half, and 5.
4.5, 5. Hansan from Eagan doing dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, give difficulty 1.7 on deck, Malia.
Hansan from Eagan, a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. 5, 5, 5.
Starting the second round of diving, Amalia, dive 201A.
Back to the top we go.
1.7. On deck is Hazel.
Malia, a 201A back dive straight, 1.7, young lady from Chisago Lakes, an 8th grader.
Awards, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5.
2.5, 2.5, 2.5.
Hazel, doing dive 5112A, front dive, 1 twist, straight.
Waconia's Hazel.
2.0.
5112A, front dive, 1 twist, straight, 2.0. The judges award her 4, 4, 4.
4, 4, 4. Next diver up is Olivia Cunningham, dive 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6.
Olivia Cunningham, Chisago Lakes, a no, I'm sorry, a 302C, reverse 1 somersault, tuck 1.6. An 8th grader.
Awards are 5, 5, 5.
5, 5, 5.
We just need a second at the table.
We're breaking the action here. Next up for Waconia is going to be Maya, excuse me, a 401B inward dive pike, the 1.5 degree of difficulty.
Okay, the next diver up is going to be Maya from Waconia, dive 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck is Asya.
Maya gets a 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Asaya from Eagan. Asya.
Back dive straight, 1.7. On deck is Gracie.
This will be her last dive of the evening, I believe. A 201A back dive straight, 1.7.
Awards are 4, 4, 3.5.
4, 4, 3.5.
Gracie doing dive
Gracie.
C forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6.
From Waconia, a 103C forward, 1.5. Tuck, 1.6. Five, 4.5, 5.5.
Julia doing dive 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. On deck is Madeline.
From Eagan, Julia, a 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Very nice. 6, 6.5, 6.5.
6.5. Madeline doing dive 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck is Glenn.
From Waconia, Madeline, 302C reverse, 1 somersault, tuck. And I do not have a degree of difficulty for this one. Four, 4.5, 4.5. All I can tell you is it's harder than what I could do.
Gwen, dive 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5.
Eagan?
On deck is Jenna.
Gwen, a 401B inward dive pike, 1.5. The judges award her a 4.5 all across the board.
Jenna doing dive 5211A, back dive half twist straight.
From Eagan,
1.8.
Jenna, a 5211A back dive, 1.5 twist straight, 1.8.
Awards, 4.5, 4.5, 4.
4.5, 4.5, 4.
Amalia doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7.
To Waconia we go, a 202A back 1 somersault straight, 1.7.
On deck is Hansa.
Judges tally up a 4.5, 4, 5.
4, 5. Hansan dive 5, 1,
From
2,
Eagan,
2,
Hansan.
forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, free position, degree of difficulty 1.9.
5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, free 1.9. Four and a half, and 5. Sophia Berglund, her first dive from Chisago Lakes. A 101C, forward dive, tuck 1.2. 7th grader. Three, 3, 3. Hazel.
Dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight. We're going to do 1.7 on deck is Olivia.
From Waconia, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Four and a half, 4.5.
Olivia will be doing dive 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. On deck is Maya.
8th grader Olivia Chisago with a 301C reverse dive, tuck 1.6.
Awards 5, 4.5.
5, 4.5, 4.5.
Maya will be doing dive 201A, back dive straight.
Young Maya from Waconia.
On deck is Martha.
A 201A back dive straight, 1.7.
Awards
4s across the board.
4. Martha will be doing dive 101C, front dive tuck, degree of difficulty 1.2.
Martha's
On deck
first and
is
only dive of the evening, 9th grader from Eagan. 101C front dive tuck, 1.2.
Awards
4, 4, 4.
4. Gracie will be doing dive 5, 111B, forward dive 1/2 twist, pike position. Degree of
From
difficulty
Waconia,
1.7.
Gracie be doing her last dive of the evening, a 5111B forward dive, 1.5, half twist, pike, 1.7. Three and a half, and 4.
Julia will be doing dive 401B, inward dive pike 1.5.
Junior from Eagan, Julia, a 401B inward dive pike, 1.5, and it'll be her last dive of the evening. Six, 5.5, 6.
Madeline is doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck is Gwen.
Waconia's Madeline, a 202A back 1 somersault straight. Five, 6, 5.5.
5.5. Gwen is doing dive 102B, forward 1 somersault pike, 1.5. On deck
Junior,
is Jeff.
Eagan, Gwen, a 102B, forward 1 somersault, pike 1.5. That'll be her final dive of the evening, and the judges award her 5, 5, 5.5.
Jenna will be doing dive 401C, inward dive tuck, degree of difficulty
Another junior from Eagan,
1.4. On deck
Jenna.
is Amalia.
401C inward dive. This will be her last dive of the evening. Fives across the board. Junior from Waconia, Amalia, a 401B inward dive pike 1.5. Six, six, seven, the first 7 of the evening. It's a good way to start the season.
Hansan will be doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault.
From Eagan, Hansan.
1.7.
202A back, 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Will be her last dive of the evening. Not a bad way to end it. 4.5, 4, 4.5.
4.5. We're going to give the table a second to catch up.
Do a quick catch up down at the table, down in front. Grab myself a quick swig.
Starting the 4th round of diving, Sophia is doing dive 201A, back dive straight, 1.7.
Round 4, Chisago Lakes, 7th grader. Sophia, 201A back dive straight, 1.7. Threes across the board.
Hazel will be doing dive 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4.
8th grader from Waconia, young Hazel. 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4. Fours across the board for her.
Olivia will be doing dive 401C.
8th grader Olivia of Chisago Lakes. A 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4. Four, four, four.
Maya will be doing dive 5211A, back dive half twist straight, degree of difficulty 1.8.
From Waconia, Maya, a 5211A, back dive, 1/2 twist, straight, 1.8. This also will be her last dive of the evening. Four, 4.5, 5.
4.5, 5.
Now, if my numbers are right here, Lily.
Will be doing dive 102C, forward 1 somersault tuck, 1.4.
A sophomore from Eagan, Lily. A 102C forward 1 somersault tuck, 1.4. Almost done before I got finished here.
Awards 3, 3, 3.5.
3, 3, 3.5.
Madden.
Olivia, the junior from Eagan.
Dive 401B, inward dive pike 1.5. On deck is
A
Madden.
401B inward dive pike, 1.5. Very nice.
Awards 5, 4.5.
5, 4.5, 5.
Madeline, you can dive 5, 2, 2,
For Waconia, it's Madeline.
1 somersault, 1 twist free, degree of difficulty 1.9. On deck is Amalia.
5222D back, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free. Again, I have no degree of difficulty. and a half, 4.5,
4.5,
4.5.
4.5. Amalia will do a dive 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. On deck is Ellery.
Amelia from Waconia, a 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. The judges show us 5s across the board.
5. Ellery will be doing dive 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck is Alexis.
Someplace along the way here, my names are getting screwed up. I had Alexis up next, but 555. If somebody caught the name.
Alexis will be doing dive 201A, back dive straight, 1.7.
A 7th grader from Chisago Lakes, Alexis. 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. There's some really young divers for Chisago Lakes this year. 4.44.
Hazel, we're doing dive 5122D, front 1 somersault, 1 twist, free position, to be a difficulty 1.9.
From Waconia, Hazel, 8th grader, a 5122D, front 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. Twist it up on a pretzel like that one.
Incomplete dive. Olivia is doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck is Lily.
Not sure what happened, what the scores were on that one. Anyways, Olivia is up for Chisago Lakes with a 202A. Back 1 somersault, straight 1.7. Young 8th grader. 4.5.
Lily will be doing dive 102C, forward 1 somersault tuck, try it again. Dive 201A, back dive straight, 1.7.
10th grader, Lily from Eagan, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. Four and a half, 4.5, 4.5.
4.5. Olivia Madden. Dive 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck is Madden.
Olivia from Eagan, a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Four and a half, 4.5. 4.5. Coach kind of snoozing there at the wheel. That's all right. First meet of the season.
Madeline is doing dive 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. On deck is Molly.
For Waconia, Madeline. 401C, inward dive tuck. Fives across the board.
Amalia doing dive 5122D,
For Waconia, Amalia.
twist free, 1.9. On deck is Ellery.
5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. Waste no time, in she goes. 5, 4.5, 4.5.
Ellery is going to be doing dive 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7.
Someplace along the line here, we've gotten out of order. I was looking for Hazel and she's not there. So some young lady from Eagan, I believe, got a 5.5, 5.5, 5.5.
5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Olivia Cunningham, 5221D, back one somersault, half twist free, 1.7.
Olivia Cunningham, apparently 8th grader from Chisago, 5221D, back one somersault, one half twist free, 1.7. In theory, this should be her last dive of the evening. Got a 3.44. 3.44.
Lily will be doing dive 401C, inward dive tuck.
For Eagan, the sophomore, Lily, a 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Four, 3.5.
4, 3.5. Olivia doing dive 102B, forward one somersault pike.
For Eagan, the junior, Olivia, a 102B, forward one somersault pike, 1.5. 4.5, 4.5, 5.
4.5, 5.
And I believe that will conclude her evening.
Tonight is Madeline Schaefer from Waconia. We're doing dive 103C, forward 1.5 somersaults tuck, 1.6.
Madeline from Waconia, 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck. Fives across the board.
And this concludes the diving portion of the meeting.
Apparently that concludes it's not going to conclude. We have some discussion here quick. We have one more dive, we believe.
Just kidding.
Now, if my facts and figures are correct, we have an Amalia and a Hazel that might have to go yet, but we shall see. While they straighten out the details.
There's two divers that still have dives to do. It's Amalia and Ellery. So Amalia will do dive 402C, inward one somersault tuck, 1.6.
All right, Amalia for Waconia, get her last dive of the evening. The junior, a 402C, inward one somersault tuck, 1.6. Certainly don't want to be shortchanging anybody of their dives. A 7, 7, 6.5. Very nice. Glad she didn't get cut short on that one. And see if I young lady got a 5.5, 5, 5.5. If anybody caught their name on the other end, I'd like to hear that. I'm looking through my notes and I don't see who that might be. See if I can come up with a name here. Okay. So far, everybody's accounted for. All right, the only one I did not have accounted for is a 5th dive for young Hazel. So my apologies. However, all that as it may be, that ends the diving portion of this meet. We'll take a break, and I'm sure the swimmers will be hopping in the pool, stretch it out a little bit, get the muscles going. And we will be back momentarily.
then we're not going to see what you're talking about.
Welcome back to the sauna that is Dakota Hills Middle School. They thought they built a pool, but that is not the truth, at least not today. We are in a sauna. For those of you just joining us, it's a tri-meet today between Chisago Lakes Wildcats, the Eagan Wildcats, and the Waconia Wildcats. And I said before, we got a lot of kiddies here tonight. Now typically, it's a dual meet, two teams. The home team will have lanes 2, 4, and 6. The visiting teams will take 1, 3, and 5. Now, how it will go today with a tri-meet going on, I cannot tell you. However, I will rattle off the names as I can. And the first the first event that's going to be starting up tonight, will get kicked off with is a 200 medley relay. I get my foggy glasses down here. Lane 1 will be Chisago Lakes. Lane 2, Waconia. 3, Chisago Lakes. Lane 4, Eagan. Lane 5, Eagan. And Lane 6, Eagan. I'll give you the names momentarily after we get off to the start. And they're off to a clean start for Chisago. Lind, McIver, Veda McIver, Carlson, and Jones. For Waconia, Richter, Tiller, Stroshine, and Benson. Chisago Lakes, lane 3, Smith, Avery McIver, Arnson, and Olson. For Eagan, lane 4, Schmidt, Wolf, Tolick, and Lebo. For Eagan, lane 5, Norman, Tolick, Williams, Gordon. And in lane 6, also Eagan, McCauley, Swaminathan, LaBochane, LaBochane, and Gerrans. As we're going out this, as I can see, it looks like lane 5 has the lead. Lane 5 is Eagan. Put my glasses up here. And it is a fight for, at current, second, third, and fourth place in lanes 2, 3, and 4. All dead even. Not even going to try and tell you which one's ahead. It's all just dead even. Lane 6 is coming in, and lane 1 are pulling up the tail at this point. The breaststroke just finishing. Next up, the butterfly. Eagan, lane 5, still in the lead. Lane 4 at current. Eagan also in second place. However, lane 3, Chisago Lakes closing that gap, and if not closed it, they've now pulled ahead. Chisago Lakes taking over the first place position at this point. Chisago Lakes will hit the wall first and into the 50 sprint portion of this race. Chisago Lakes ahead, not by much. Eagan on their tails. Lane 2, Waconia. And lane 5, neck and neck. As we're coming into the home stretch. Lane 3, Chisago Lakes has got this one wrapped up. Looks like Eagan, lane 4. Waconia, lane 2 and 5. Eagan. Lane 6, Eagan. And down here in lane 1, just below us, Chisago Lakes will finish it off. First place finish with a 2:18.9. Second place finish comes to the 2:20.35, and third place going to a 2:29.95. That was heat 1 of 2. As we're looking at the pool, ladies and gentlemen, lane 1 is closest to us. Lane 6 is furthest away.
I apologize. We are doing heat 2 of event 1 of the 200-yard medley relay.
200-yard medley relay. This would be the second of 2. Typically, this would be, we'd call it varsity. Waconia, lane 1, Eagan, lane 2, Waconia, lane 3, Chisago Lakes, lane 4, Waconia, lane 5, Chisago Lakes, lane 6. In lane 1 for Waconia, Studelberg, Angier, Lays, and Moonen. In lane 2, Kenseth, Hake, Cartier, and Teaglin. For Waconia in lane 3, Cotan, Bloder, Volker, Schaefer. Chisago Lakes, lane 4, Undum, Bloom, Peterson, Fiorella, I'm hoping I'm saying these right. Lane 5, Waconia, Sinclair, Witzenkamp, Elg, Hansen. Chisago Lakes, lane 6, Hubbard, Cunningham, Floria, Fiorella, I'm hoping again saying that right, and Carlson. As I'm looking at it right now, lane 4. Chisago Lakes is in front, not by much. Closing the gap is lane 3 from Waconia. Now Waconia taking over the lead. Waconia first out of the gate. Chisago and Eagan. Lane 5 out in Waconia, all holding strong. Waconia in lane 3, starting to take a commanding lead at this point in the butterfly portion of this. For second place, it's lanes 2, 4, and 5 that are neck and neck, too close to call. Waconia looks like they've got this one wrapped up. The question is, who's going to come second, third, and fourth? Too close to call. They're all sprinting at the same pace, and nobody's moving forward or back. A nice strong finish by those 3. First meet of the season, looks like Eagan in lane 2 might pull this one off, a second place finish. Third place finish is going to be neck and neck in lanes 4 and 5. 4 gets it, 5 next up. 5th place goes to lane 1, and 6th place goes to lane 6 with a first place finish of 1:59.87. Second place a 2:07. A third place finish gets us to a 2:07.05. And I'm sorry, the second place finish I did not finish at a 2:07.01. So nip and tuck right there.
In lane 3, we have Eloise Arnston from Chisago Lakes.
Next up,
In lane 4, we have
the 200 freestyle. This will be the heat number 1 of event number 2. One of 2 races, the 200-yard free. This will be and they're off. In lane 1, Brooke Lynn, Chisago Lakes, no time. Bailey Schmidt for Eagan, lane 2. Eloise Arnson for Chisago Lakes, and 2 Waconias, Ruth Cotant and Sierra Knopfel. And nobody in lane 6. Young lady in Waconia from lane 4, Ruth. After 1 lap, is out in front. Second place is into lane 2. Bailey Schmidt. And lane 3, Eloise Arnson. Neck and neck. Lane 5 makes the flip on the other end. Sierra. Ruth Cotant is halfway home, and she's leading the pack at this point at a time of about a 35-37 on that last lap. Lane 3, Eloise is in second place at this point. Lane 2, Bailey Schmidt from Eagan is in third, and if anything changes, I'll let you know, but it will finish that way. Lane 4, 3, and 2 will be in that order. And this should be the last lap. Lane 1 and lane 5, neck and neck. Lane 5 a little bit ahead. Sierra, lane 1. Brooke from Chisago Lakes hanging in there. And coming back down for the home stretch. It's going to be lane Cotant and Artisan. Too close to call at this point. They're both coming into the wall. A 2:19.16 for lane 3. Lane 4, a 2:19.18 for a second place finish. And the third place finish goes to lane 2 with a 2:28.20. My goodness. Right out of the gate, we got a neck and neck swim. That's fantastic. A little taste of good things to come for those young ladies. And that's just the JV portion, we believe.
Final heat of the 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we have Laura Carlson from Chisago Lakes. Lane 2, Madison Perry.
Next up will be the second of 2, the girls' 200-yard freestyle. Laura Carlson will be in lane 1 for Chisago Lakes. Madison Perry, also Chisago Lakes, lane 2. Haley Stotko from Waconia. The rest of them will all be from Waconia. Haley Stotko, lane 3. Madeline Stuhlberg, lane 4. Ava Pavic, lane 5. And Fee Johnson from Waconia in lane 6. So this basically is lanes 1 and 2, Chisago Lakes, Waconia, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All is pretty even. Haley Stotko has a little bit of a lead. We're not going to get too worked up here too early. It's 4 full laps. You can start out hard and fail on the backside, or you can lay low and gain it in the end. We'll see what happens. Set up my foggy glasses here so I don't give any false information. Halfway home, lane 3, Haley Stotko still holding that lead. Lane 2, Madison Perry out of Chisago Lakes. She is in second place at the current, halfway through this race. Lanes 4 and 5 are about a half a body length distance between the two, with lane 5 with a slight lead. Lanes 1 and 6, as I look over the edge here, are fairly close. Lane 6 with maybe a little bit of a lead, but not much. Haley Stotko still commanding lead. She's probably got, right now, a half a pool length lead. Barring any catastrophe, she will win this one. Second place, about halfway home, we'll go to lane 6. I'm sorry, lane 5, Ava Pavic. Third place finish is going to come to lane 2, Madison Perry. And it looks like lane 4, perhaps, Madeline Stuhlberg. All right, to a first place finish, a 2:05.17. Second place finish was a 2:13.15, and a third place finish is a 2:18.65. Next up, the 200 IM. That's one lap of each stroke. The butterfly, the backstroke, the breaststroke, and the free. The 200-yard IM, this is the one heat of 2. Stella Phelps, Eagan, in lane 2. Kate Lebo, lane 3, Eagan. Waconia sending Annabelle Stroshine in lane 4. And Max Jones from Chisago Lakes in lane 5. First part's always the worst. That's the butterfly. You can either put a lot of distance between you and the others if you're good at that one. Otherwise, it's a kind of an all even across the board, or it could be a struggle. Usually the one that really in this race sets people apart, where you can either pick it up or fall apart, is the breaststroke that I've seen over the years. Lap 2 is the backstroke. Lane 3, Kate Lebo got about a body length over Annabelle Stroshine from Waconia. And then it's the other two. Lane 2 of Stella Phillips and lane 5 of Max Jones. About a half a body length between the two of those, so that's still fairly close. Next up is portion of this one is the breaststroke. Ms. Lebo leading this one, got about a 2 body length lead as she hits the wall. Flip and turn, there she goes. Ms. Stroshine, lane 4. Hot on her heels. Distance not shrinking nor gaining. Both of them staying steady. And Eagan hits the wall first into the 50 free portion of this race. Lobel and Stroshine. 1 and 2. Kate's got about, Kate from Eagan's got about a 4 body length lead as she hits the wall, flips to turn, come back. And that will stay about it. She should win this race, hands down. Young lady from Waconia, Annabelle, take a solid second. Lane 2, Stella makes her final flip. She's on her way back to the beginning. And she's got about a half a pool length over Max Jones in lane 5, and that will be your order as I just gave it. The first place finish at 2:47.52. Second place goes to a 2:55.19. Third place, a 3:07.29. And the fourth place finish will come in at a 3:20.76. Again, a lot of these teams, because it's early in the season, they're just establishing a baseline of where they'll kind of be placed in their next heats for the upcoming meets, so nothing to get too worked up over here early. Not only kind of establishes where they'll be in the future on some of these meets, so some of them will determine kind of whether they're on varsity or JV, and it also gives them an individual starting point of here's the season, all right, I'll work towards the end and see how much better I get. Heat 2 of 2. Anna Frazier from Waconia, lane 1. Megan Wall, lane 2 from Eagan. Abigail Volker, Waconia, lane 3. Amelia Schaefer from Waconia, lane 4. Malaya Cartier from Eagan, lane 5. And Eva Fiorella from Chisago Lakes in lane 6. The butterfly portion, lane 3. Abigail Volker from Waconia has the lead. Followed by lane 2. 2 and 4 are neck and neck. Not much distance between those two. Lane 5 is in third place. Malaya. Lane 6 is in 5th place. Eva. And in lane 1, Anna Frazier, rounding out the 6th. Abigail Volker still holding the lead into the breaststroke portion. Lane 2 and lane 3, maybe a half a body length difference between those two. Lane 2 hits the wall, flip and turn. Lane 3, 4. Lane 4, flip and turn. Hits the wall, and on the way back, those 3 come. Lane 5 does the same. Then it's lane 6. Then it's lane 1. So halfway through. My apologies, 3/4 of the way through. Lane 3. Abigail from Waconia. Now she's getting challenged. If lane 2, Eagan, Megan Wall can turn on the afterburners here, there might be a solid race coming into the finish. There's about a half a body length lead for Waconia. Will she hold on to it? It could be a flash finish. Lane 3, a 22:24.75. Lane 2, a 2:24.77. By the hair of a chinny chin chin. An exciting race. A third place finish goes to 2:32.60. That's lane 4. And a fourth place finish is lane 5. A 2:36.03. My goodness. That's a great finish. That's what we pay for here.
Moving on to event 4, the 50-yard freestyle. We have 9 heats. Heat 1.
All right, so now next up is the 50 free. There's going to be 9 heats of this. Just a quick down and back, so hopefully I'll get these names read in the amount of time it takes me. They'll be probably down and back, and I'll still be talking. Again, for those of you sitting at home, don't get too worked up. It's just kind of a baseline meet here today, get some things set for the season. Some kids come in with NT, no time, so they're trying to establish that. Gets the girls out of their own pool and swimming against some different competition. These teams do not meet each other during the season. They're not in the sections together. They're not in conferences together. All right, for the first heat of the 50 free, I am seeing 2 swimmers. It looks to be in lane 2. Veda McIver, and in lane 3, and Emma Nimela. However, I do not see the individual listed in lane 4. Lane 2 finishes at a 35.03. Lane 3 will finish in a 44.33. So that takes care of heat 1. Heat 2. Gwen Herka will be in lane 1 for Eagan. Kate Litterer in lane 2. Jenna Tieglin for Eagan in lane 3. Olivia Madden, lane 4 for Eagan. Chisago Lakes, lane 5. Caitlin Rogers for Eagan, lane 6. Ella Bailey. And out of the gate they go. Lane 6 might be ahead of this one, only by a little bit though. They're all bunched up in the middle. And lane 6, Ella, is going to finish with a 35.78. A second place finish will go to lane 3, a 38.67. Lane 4, a 39.06. And in fourth place, in lane 1, a 39.58. And right away, we're starting with next names. Heat 3, Chisago Lakes, Libby Carlson. Lane 2, Ruby Bloom, Eagan. Lane 3, Eagan, Ellery Jones. Lane 4, Martha Martinez, Eagan. Lily Rodriguez, lane 5, Eagan. Malaya Jasmine. Chisago Lakes, lane 6. Well, at least if I say the Wildcats are ahead in lane whatever it is, I really can't go wrong, as all three teams are the Wildcats. Young lady in lane 4 has lost her goggles. And it looks as though lane 6 will come in with a first place finish, and she will, with a 41.27. Second place, a 42.52. A third place finish, lane 3, 43.97. Fourth place goes to lane 4, 47.85. A fifth place finish, lane 5, 55.23. And the sixth place finish in lane 2 of 56.66. Heat 4. Kaylee Rempelwert. Chisago Lakes, lane 1. Bailey Engdahl. Waconia, lane 2. Waconia, lane 3. Lillian Vesta. Chisago Lakes in lane 4. Brielle Jameson. In lane 5, Eagan. Raven Sheldon. In lane 6, also Eagan. Asia Shah. As they step up to their starting gates. This is heat 4 of 9. Heat 4 of 9. Paces are picking up here a little bit. It looks like lane 2 might win this one if she keeps on her horse. Whoop, lane 4 has taken over that. First place finish on this one goes to lane 4 with a 33.58. Second place finish, lane 2, 34.33. Third place finish, lane 3, 34.59. Fourth place is lane 5, 36.53. Fifth place, 41.50 in lane 1. And sixth place, 45.38 in lane 6. Here we are to heat 5 of 9. 5 of 9. Chisago Lakes, Olive Berglund. Maddie Gerrits for Eagan, lane 2. Lila Nelson, Chisago Lakes. Abby Elder, lane 4 for Eagan. Lane 5, Eagan, Ashlyn McCauley. And lane 6, Chisago Lakes, Josie Hansen. Down and back they come. It looks like lane 3 is going to take this one handily. Lane 3 does a 30.34. Second place finish goes to lane 2, a 32.36. Third place finish out in lane 5, 32.54. Fourth place finish to lane 1 at 34.32. Fifth place finish goes to lane 6 at a 35.82. And the sixth place finish in lane 4 at 37.61. Heat 6. From Waconia, Rylan Heisey. Catherine Merchant in lane 2. From Chisago Lakes, and we have a false start. We'll get back in the blocks. And the referees will probably close their eyes on this one. Start it all over again. Lane 3, Lucy Norman for Eagan. Eden Wolf, lane 4 for Eagan. Eagan, lane 5, Bryn Williams. And Chisago Lakes, lane 6, Max Jones. All right, that looks like a cleaner start. Who am I seeing coming back first? It looks like it's going to be lane 3 coming in. Lucy Norman. Looks like she might take this one. Lane 3 takes it to 29.90. Second place finish goes to a 38.7 in lane 2. A third place finish, lane 4, 31.56. Fourth place finish, 31.74. That's in lane 1. Fifth place finish goes to lane 6, 34.19. And the sixth place finish, 35.03, goes to lane 5. Get my next page here. Heat 7. For Eagan, lane 1, Amanda Gordon. Hohen Trong, Eagan, lane 2. Katie Tieglin, lane 3 for Eagan. Jolie Peterson. Asia Roche, Chisago Lakes. Jolie Peterson, I'm sorry, it's Chisago Lakes. Asia, Chisago Lakes. Annika Coleman, Chisago Lakes. In lane 6. First place finish is going to go to 29.74. Lane 6. Second place finish, lane 3, 29.77. Lane 2 gets a third place finish at 29.96. Fourth place goes to lane 1 at 30.17. Lane 5 gets lane 4 gets fifth place finish, 30.52. And lane 5 gets a sixth place finish at 31.72. 8 of 9. Ingrid Olsen, lane 1, Chisago Lakes. Avery McIver, Chisago Lakes. Lily Hubbard, Chisago Lakes, lane 3. Stella Hansen, Waconia, lane 4. Tara Lee, lane 5 for Eagan. And Olivia Anger, lane 6 for Waconia. Awful lot of water splashing there. Trying to go for first place. It's going to be tight. Not a lot of time difference here. This one, first place finish goes to lane 4. 28.62. A second place finish goes to 28.89 in lane 1. Third place finish, 29.20 in lane 2. Fourth place finish goes to lane 5. 29.23. Fifth place finish goes to lane 3. 29.43. And sixth place, 29.98. In lane 6. All right. Final heat of the 50 free. 9 of 9. From Waconia, Ava Moonen. Lane 1, lane 2, Megan Wall, Eagan. Lucy Eld. Lane 3 from Waconia, Laura Stockinger. Lane 4, Waconia, Mallory Haas. Lane 5 for Waconia and Amy Fiorella. Lane 6 from Chisago Lakes. Lane 4, Laura, looks like she's going to get it at a 26.41. Second place finish to 27.28. Third place finish at 27.59. A fourth place finish is going to go to lane 3, 27.70. Fifth place will go at a 28.46, and that's lane 1. And the sixth place finish is a 28.50, also in lane 6. That brings us to the halfway point of this tri-meet. I do not see any scores posted at this time. If they do, I'll get back to you on that when the second half of the meet starts. Typically what happens at this point is there's about a 10-minute break. They gather themselves together, talk about it, figure out where they're at. A little pep talk from the coaches, catch a breather, and we move on to the second half of the nap. With that, we'll take a break and momentarily back typically in about 10 minutes. Be back in 8 if you want the, make sure you're going to be on time. Otherwise, we shall return. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dakota Hills Middle School, where the Eagan Wildcats, the Chisago Lakes Wildcats, and Waconia Wildcats are all in the kitty box here together. It is warm, sticky in here. Getting ready for the second half of the meet. We'll start the second half of the meet with the butterfly, the 100 butterfly, down and back twice. One of those strokes that, I don't know, just don't ever see myself. Even when I was younger, I don't think I could have done this one. But I'll tell you, the ones that can do it make it look like it is just a piece of art. When they get going, get that whole body in motion, it's all in the timing. It is a wonderful, wonderful race to watch. This will be a two-heat event. Chisago Lakes will be in lane 1. Kerrigan Genro, Chisago Lakes. Isabel Benson in Waconia, lane 2. Molly Tolick for Eagan, lane 3. Eva Fiorella in lane 4. And for Waconia, Maya Richter. Nobody will be in lane 6. Lane 1 is closest to us. Not sure how you're seeing it on your end. If you look down closely enough at the starting gates down there, maybe you'll be able to see the numbers. But anyways, from my view, lane 1 is closest to us. It's good that these girls are swimming against teams they typically don't see, or people they don't see. Some of these girls out in the area swim against the same kids year-round when they are in clubs together. Then they may go to neighboring schools or something. They still swim against those same kids. So it's nice they get out and get about, swim against some different competition, size them up. Now it looks like lane 3, Molly Tolick for Eagan, was down to the wall first. She's on her way back. All of them are now on their way back. Lanes 3 and 4 battling out, and it will probably be a battle between those two the entire race. They're at the halfway point. Both get to the wall about the same time. Both take off from the wall about the same time. Lanes 2 and 4 are next up in positions 3 and 4, and down here in lane 1, young lady from Chisago Lakes, Miss Gendro. She hits the halfway point. Lanes 3 and 4, it's a neck-and-neck finish. Molly Tolick and Eva Fiorella, Eagan, Chisago Lakes. Who is going to get this one? Looks like at this point, lane 4 has got about a quarter to a half a body length lead, and she will win this one with a time of a 1:17.48 and a second place finish of a 1:18.51. Next up will be lane 5 as she hits the wall next for a third place finish with a 1:33.61. Lane 2 with fourth place finish, a 1:33.89. And in lane 1, Ms. Gendro, Chisago Lakes, on her way back. She's gone to the breaststroke, had enough of the fly, but she is going to finish, and the crowd's cheering her on, so that's a good deal. And she punches the wall at a 2:19.18. Nodding her head no. I'm guessing she'll have a discussion with that one with her coach post-meet. Next up, the second heat of event 6, the 100 fly. Lane 1's going to be, lanes 1, 2, and 3 are going to be Waconia, Stella Henson, Ella Florete, Abigail Volker, respectively. Jolie Peterson, Chisago Lakes will be in lane 4. Lucy Eld in lane 5. Waconia and Annabelle Stroshine in lane 6. So it's an all Waconia, except lane 4, the young lady from Chisago Lakes. So Waconia will get some points out of this one. The young lady in lane 3, Abigail Volker, making it look easy at this point. The next 3 all hit the wall and turn at the same time. Abigail Volker just running away from this one. She'll hit the wall here while in first place, so we'll take a pay attention on who's going to come in second, third, and fourth. Because down here in lane 1, she's making it somewhat interesting with these other 3 as well. As Miss Volker hits the wall, she's going to hit it at first place at a 1:00:61. Now, who's going to come second, third, fourth, and fifth? Second place finish will go to lane 2, Ella. Third place finish goes out to lane 5, a 1:11:87. Fourth place finish will go to lane 4, 1:12:41. Fifth place finish goes to lane 1, 1:13:43, and in lane 6, a 1:24 flat. Next up, the 100 free. Doubling up to 50, down and back twice. This looks like a, oh my goodness, 6 events. I'm sorry, 6 heats of this event, the 100 free. Emily Amala, lane 1. Evie Kelton, lane 2. Ruby Bloom, lane 3. Caitlin Rogers, lane 4. Kate Litterer, lane 5. Libby Carlson, lane 6. It's an all Chisago Lakes heat except Rudy Bloom in lane 3. Now, Ruby has a scheduled time of 1:52:47. The other 5 have NTs, which means no time. So basically they're trying to establish a time, and that will carry forward through the season with them. And with some form of success, that number will drop closer to 0. And my guess would be that those are probably the young kids on the program, maybe the 9th graders, maybe a couple of 8th graders, first-time swimmers in high school swimming. It's good to see that they're out giving it the effort. Like wrestling, swimming is a very, very independent sport. During the season, it's nothing for kids to put somewhere between 7,500 and 10,000 yards a day in. As they progress through the season, not quite all the way at the start, but it will progress up towards that at their peak mileage to about 10,000 yards a day. I'd have a hard time running that or walking it, let alone swim it. I say good for these kids. What discipline, good heavens. All right, so the first place finish goes to lane 6 with a 1:38:22. Lane 2 gets a second place finish of 1:38:34. Third place finish goes to lane 4, 1:50:03. Fourth place finish is going to go to lane 1 with a 20:03:03. Fifth place finish is going to go to lane 3 of the 2:12:06. And lane 5, something happened. Nobody hit the line or nobody hit the wall, so the clock continues to run. Same thing with lane 2. Not sure what's going on with that. But I'm sure somebody down there with the stopwatches will gather that information and send it to the scoreboard. And those kids will be let known what their times are. If not tonight, probably tomorrow morning's practice.
The 100-yard freestyle.
Up with heat 2. As they clear the scoreboard. Times. Up to the podiums they go. Josie Hansen, Chisago Lakes, lane 1. Aubrey Breshnan, lane 2 for Waconia. Olive Berglund, lane 3, Chisago Lakes. The next 3 are all Eagan. Haley Craigie, lane 4. Annika Swaminathan, lane 5. And Raven Sheldon, lane 6. Must be having some technical matters down here. Referees are set. And off we go.
In lane 1, we have Josie Hansen from Chisago Lakes. Lane 2, Aubrey Breshnan from
I don't see any referee hands sticking up, so that means everybody's off to a clean start. Head coach for Eagan, Andrew Michelson's going down the line, gathering some times that we were just discussing. The clock did not stop, so he's stopping along, getting those times from those lane timers. They'll get those entered into the computers. So maybe either on Meet Mobile or at your home swim site, you'll be able to gather those. If not late tonight, maybe tomorrow. Looks like lane 2 has a healthy lead. Lane 4 appears to be in second place at this time. Lane 5 looks to be in third place. Flip, flip. Lane 2 should win this one. Lane 4 and lane 5 are still battling it out. I'd call it, but I don't want to. It's too close. You don't know what's going to happen in this last stretch. And it's exactly my point. I would have called it wrong. First place finish gets a 1:11.27 in lane 2. Second place finish goes to lane 4, 1:17.53. A third place finish goes to lane 5, 1:17.59. Fourth place, lane 3, 1:22.89. Fifth place finish goes to a 1:24.58 in lane 6. And the sixth place finish down here in lane 1, 1:25.82. All right, heat 3. Catherine Merchant, lane 1, Chisago Lakes. Eagan, lane 2, Bryn Williams. Lane 3, Lucy Norman. Eagan, lane 3. Lila Nelson, Chisago Lakes. Lane 4, Hayden Stutz. Chisago Lakes. Lane 5, Megan Labashane. I'm going with it. Lane 6 for Eagan. Hopefully their parents are here in the stands and they don't have to listen to me carve up their last names. My apologies, folks. As of right now, it looks like lane 3 and 4 are neck and neck. They both hit the flip exactly the same time. Those are the things they're going to work on probably coming throughout the season here and pretty quickly. That underwater work, the flip turns, how far you're going, dolphin kicking, the whole kit and caboodle. So don't worry about the times. They're ironing out all the details. In about 9 weeks, we should have the finished product. Coming down the home stretch, looks like lane 3 has got about a quarter body length over lane 4, and that'll be the way it will finish. Lane 3 is a 1:07.51. Lane 4, a 1:08.91. Third place finish is going to go to lane 6 at a 1:12.77. Fourth place finish, lane 5, 1:13.46. Fifth place goes to lane 1, a 1:14.26, and sixth place goes to lane 2, 1:48. I'm sorry, 1:14.85. Heat 4. Peyton Smith, Chisago Lakes, will be in lane 1. Zara Hake from Eagan, lane 2. Ingrid Olsen, lane 3 from Chisago Lakes. Eagan, Paige Tolick in lane 4. Mia Tiller from Waconia, lane 5. Annika Coleman, Chisago Lakes.
Lane 5, Mia Tiller from Waconia. Lane 6, Annika Coleman from Chisago Lakes.
For those of you unfamiliar with some of the meets that go on, typically what happens is the JV or the slower heats are the first ones, and then as we go during the season, if you have more than one heat, It's the faster and faster and then faster. And by the time you get to the last heat of an event, those are your fastest swimmers in that particular event. As of right now, lane 3 looks like she's going to hold on to win this one. The real battle's going to be out in lane 4 and 5. That one, again, is going to be too close to call. I'm not even going to speculate on that one. Lane 6 coming down strong as well. First place, 103.78. Second place, 107.16. Third place, 107.29. Fourth place, 107.99. Fifth place, 109.59. Sixth place, 110.76. Heat 5. Nina Sinclair, Waconia, will be in lane 1. Avery McIver, lane 2. Chisago Lakes, Waconia. Peyton Weizenkamp. In lane 3, Allison Luker. Lane 4 for Eagan. Eagan, lane 5. Kate Lebo. In lane 5, Reese Boom. Chisago Lakes will be in lane 6. You'll also see that some of these heats, as they get closer to the final heats, these races become closer, as in the skill sets are a little more equal. So your finish is going to be a little more bam bam instead of 2 and 3 and maybe 4 seconds between finishes. It's exciting today, but I'll tell you what, you show up towards the end of the year and that's where some really, really good swimming takes place. As of right now, paying attention to line 1 down here. Nina Sinclair from Waconia. If she hustles, she might beat lane 4, and she does. Lane 1, a 1:02.44 for a first place finish. Second place goes to 1:03.07, lane 4. Third place finish, 1:03.79 in lane 6. Fourth place finish, lane 3, 1:04.39. Fifth place goes to lane 2, 1:04.75. And sixth place is a 1:06.46 in lane 5. 6 of 6. The 6th heat of the 6th event. I'm sorry, 6th of 7. Why don't I start over? This is the 6th and final heat of the 100 free. Mallory Haas, lane 1, Waconia. Waconia, lane 2, Ava Pavic. Ellie Undem, Chisago Lakes, lane 3, Laura Stockinger. Waconia, lane 4. Lane 5, Ava Moonen, Waconia. And in lane 6, Amy Fiorella, Chisago Lakes. Down and back they go. Lane 3 has a slight quarter to half body length lead over lane 4. Too close to call in lane 2 and 5. Lane 1 is definitely in this one. Lane 3 will take this one. Lane 4. Lane 1 gets a 56.11. Lane 4 takes a second place with a 57.96. Third place goes to a 59.73 in lane 2. Fourth place finish goes to lane 1, 1:01.25. A fifth place finish goes to lane 5, 1:30.07. And sixth place goes to lane 6, 1:03.85. All right, now this is the one I've got plenty of time to spell out the names. It's a long cruiler, but it can be during the middle of a season, or even now it can be, but I'll tell you, this can be a really exciting race. The question always is, do you start out hard and just find a pace, or do you start out slow, maybe set a pace, and then you crank it up towards the end? It's always the mental battle in this one. The 500, 20 laps. So if you hear a little dead silence between now and the next 19 laps, please don't hold it against me.
And in lane 4, Laura Carlson from Chisago Lakes.
I'll grab you the names here. In lane 2, Callie Ramperwert, Rempelward. Yes, Chisago Lakes. Asia Roche, lane 3, Chisago Lakes. Kerrigan Genro, lane 4, also Chisago Lakes. An all CL event. Lane 3 and 4, neck and neck. Lane 2 about, I don't know, 3-4 body lengths behind, not to worry. Even the production guys are going to take a little break on this one. Fantastic for them. Sit back and enjoy. I always enjoyed this race when it gets down to sections and section finals. How do you attack it? Because all those kids are really good swimmers. Their times are dropping, they're tapered, and they feel that burst of energy and like they can go, go, go. But the question is, you got to keep that all in control and keep your pace. What have you trained for the entire season? So it's always an interesting race. Sometimes there's blowouts. No different than any other sport or activity. But boy, I'll tell you, when they come together towards the end of the season, it really is a fun race to watch. Lane 3 has got about a 1, 2, 3 body lead over lane 4, and about a 3/4 lap lead over lane 2 to both of them. Almost a half lap. Lane 2 makes the flip. I'll try and keep an eye on the lap splits, see if they are slowing down or staying consistent. Lane 3 had a 38.58. Lane 4 had a 40.78 on that last lap. So we'll see where it goes from there. The old philosophy of slow and steady will win the race. Well, not in swimming. Steady might win you some races, but slow will not. Lane 3 had a 37.96 lap on that one, a split. Lane 4 had a 42.30 on her last lap. Hayden in lane 2 had a scheduled out time of 8:05:01. Eloise Arnston in lane 3 had a 6:07:12 scheduled time. And Laura Carlson had a 6:08:08. So we'll see where it goes from there. Again, we're not going to get too worked up here in the beginning of the season. We're just setting times. And I would expect Eloise and Laura easily down under 6 minutes at some point during the season as they get more in shape and get their breathing and their bodies adjust. And if Hayden's at 8:05, I would expect to see her down in the 7s about midway through the season. Hopefully that'll work for her. Keep at it. Over in lane 2, a 47.43 time split for that lap. Lane 4 had a 42.27. We are at about the 5-minute mark right now. Right there, 5 minutes and counting. And it looks like they're on lap 15 is the lead swimmer. Oh, my apologies. That was lane 4 who was on lap 15. Lane 3 is on lap 17. She's on her way back. Got 2 left. The referee rings the bell for the last lap for the young individual who's in current first place. So it's a quick down and back for her. And she is in the 19th flip of 20 laps. Pouring it on here a little bit, looking strong. I'm sure that those times that I was reading you before are based on last year, and lane 3 will finish with a 6:18.76. 6:18.76 goes to lane 3, Eloise from Chisago. Lane 4, Laura Carlson at a 6:08. She is going to come in at a 6:46.13. And as they drop the flag down the other end, that should be her last lap. That is Hayden. A half a pool length left. And she will cruise on in with a time of 7:40.33.
Up next is Heat 2 and final
Heat 2 of 2. I'll let the announcers downstairs take care of announcing here first before I do. Lord knows I've got plenty of time. For Eagan and I will let them finish first.
From Waconia. Lane 3, Claire Kinsey from Eagan. Lane 4, Hallie Lays from Waconia. And lane 5, Madison Perry from Chisago Lakes.
All right, Heat 2 of 2 for Eagan in lane 1, Amanda Gordon. Svi Johnson from Waconia in lane 2, Claire Kenseth in lane 3 for Eagan. Hallie Lays, lane 4 for Waconia, and Chisago Lakes rounds it out with lane 5 with Madison Perry. Amanda Gordon had a 6:05 scheduled time. Svi in lane 2 had a 5:52. Claire Kenseth had a 5:30. Hallie Lays, 5:50.38. And Madison Perry had a 5:56.51 scheduled time as I'm reading it here. Claire is probably Eagan's strongest swimmer in the 500, has been for the last couple of years. Coming from a swimming family. Her brother swam for Rosemount for many years. He was a senior last year, finished second at state in the 500. And he placed again in another event. I can't remember if it was the individual medley relay, or I'm sorry, just the individual medley, or what it was, but he placed it, and I just can't. I remember it was the 500 for sure. He got second, and he placed in another event, and then went on to swim at Miami, Ohio. Whether he's back there this year or not, I have not checked and have not spoken to his parents. Fine people. And I do not know what age Claire is, if she's a junior or a senior. Not on my sheets. Claire is out in front at the halfway point. Last lap was a 35:22. So when that clock starts running again here, she's at about a 3:05 right now. My high math says so. She'd be somewhere in what, the, I don't know, 5:40-ish time frame. Again, that takes a lot of high math, and I'm just speculating. Looking strong is Claire. Lane 4 and 5. About a body length between those two. Lane 1 out ahead of them, about 3 or 4 body lengths. Nothing insurmountable. Lane 2 does her flip. She is a little over the halfway point. Trying to see when they put the boards down to tell the swimmers what lap they're on. She will be on lap 15 of 20 is Claire Kenseth. Trying to figure out the pacing as they are, is what they're trying to do. How do they stretch it out during the season? They start out fast and go coast, or they coast for a while and just set a pace and then pick it up at the end? That's the battle in the 500. As the referee steps to lane 3, he's going to be ringing the bell as Claire does lap 17. She's on her way back to start lap 18. And here goes the bell for Claire at the 5:05 mark. So we'll see. Maybe my 5:40 won't be too far off. And there she is at lap 19 of 20 as she comes into the home stretch. Half a pool length left. And Claire is going to finish it at a 1:38.98, so I was 2 seconds off. I'll consider that a win in my book. Next up will probably be lane 4. The young lady from Waconia, Hallie Lays, I believe. Oh, my bad, down here in lane 1. Finishes at a 1:38, no, I'm sorry, a 6:04.63. Third place finish goes to a 6:11.95. Fourth place finish, 6:15.75. Fifth place finish, 6:18.91. Not a bad race to start the season. All right, next up, the 200 freestyle relay. There's 2 heats of this event. I'll try to do the names. Chisago Lakes will be in lane 1, Eagan lane 2, Chisago Lakes lane 3, Waconia lane 4, Chisago Lakes lane 5, Eagan lane 6. A down and back for each swimmer. 4 swimmers each. off they go. Emma Nimala, Caitlin Rogers, Kelly Rempelwert, and Grail Jameson. For Chisago, for Eagan, Stella Phillips, Ashlyn McCulley, Megan Labashane, Abby Elder for Eagan, Chisago Lakes in lane 3, Floria Bloom, Roche Coleman, Waconia, lane 4, Heisey, Brezhnin, Engdahl, Knopfel, Chisago Lakes, lane 5, Litterer, Kelton, Stutz, Jansma. Lane 6, Eagan, Bloom, Craigie, Sheldon, Swaminathan. The trick to this one is setting the timing so that the person swimming comes in, touches the wall, and the person taking off is taking off at the same time that they're touching the wall. However, their toe is not leaving the starting gates, and it's a timing issue. And that's the thing you work at during the season, because when it comes down to it at the section finals, that's all about timing. And that little bit of timing, if you leave too early, you're DQ'd, and if you don't leave soon enough or right on time, it could be the difference between the first, second, third, or fourth place. You just never know. That's the art of it. I absolutely love that stuff. It's in the details. First place finish is going to go to lane 3 at the 20:02:28. The second place finish is going to come to lane 2, 2:11:12. A third place finish in lane 4, a 2:12:19. Fourth place finish is going to come to, oh, I thought that was going to be the finish for them. So 1, 2, and lanes 2, 3, and 4 are complete. Fourth place finish is going to go to a 2:38:37 in lane 6. A fifth place finish, 2:39:95. That's lane 5. And the sixth place finish is going to come down here to lane 1 at a 2:54:94. Heat 2 of 2 up next. The 200 relay. Waconia will have lane 1, Eagan lane 2, Waconia lane 3, Waconia lane 4, CL lane 5, and Eagan lane 6. For lane 1, Fraser, Richter, Johnson, Monin. Eagan lane 2, Wall, Cartier, Lee, Luker. Lane 3, Waconia, Stockinger, Schaefer, Volker, Stotko. Lane 4, Waconia, Pavic, Sinclair, Weitzenkamp, and Haas. Chisago Lakes, Yundam, Filorian, Hubbard, Perry, and lane 6, Tolik, Williams, Norman, and Lebo. Quick timeout here for a little water break. Pace is picked up in this particular heat. This is would be considered the varsity heat. Lane 3 is in front at this point. Coming into the home stretch, they will win this one. Lane 3 will. The race between lanes 4 and 5, that's heated. Can't too early to call on that one. They come in very close together. Lane 2 then comes in, maybe a body length behind, and it's a battle between lanes 1 and 6. Lane 1 wins that one, 6 1. So at the finish, lane 3, a 147. Lane 4, second place, a 152. Third place, 152. Fourth place, a 153. Fifth place goes to a 203. And sixth place, a 204.47. Next up, the 100 backstroke. There will be four heats of the backstroke. In lane 2, this will be an all Chisago Lakes event. Callie Rumpelwert, lane 2, Asia Roche, lane 3, Kerrigan Gendro, lane 4.
In lane 3, Aisha Roche from Chisago Lakes. In lane 4, Kerrigan Gendro from Chisago Lakes.
Those of you looking at home, if you're seeing the flags over the top of the pool, that is for the backstrokers as they're going back. You eventually, at some point, when you're learning to do the backstroke, you have X amount of strokes before you hit the wall. So that's their timing device to know that they've got X amount of distance between them and the wall so that they can make their flip turn and come back. Most of you out there probably rolling your eyes. I did not know that until I got involved in swimming many years ago. I thought it was just a thing to do and every pool did it, but I guess there is a rhyme and a reason for it. I considered myself just a little bit smarter that day. It looks as though lane 3, Asia Roche, is in front on that one, followed by lane 4. She's about a 3/4 of a body length behind. All right, as Roche stays in her lane, and she finishes with a 1:30.35. Next finisher will be in lane 4. 1:42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 1:47.79 will be her tally for the evening. And in lane 2, Callie will finish with a 2 minutes flat, .200.33. Next up, heat 2. Hallie Craigie, lane 1. Rylan Heisey, Waconia, lane 2. Abby Elder, lane 3 of Eagan. Lillian Vesta, lane 4. Waconia Maya Richter, Waconia, lane 5. Hallie scheduled in at 1:32. Rylan, 1:26. Abby was at 1:24. Lillian was at a 1:25, and Maya was scheduled in at a 1:27. So we'll see where it goes from there. I'm never sure if those are club times that they've swam before or if it's last year's high school results. Doesn't really matter, I guess, at the end of the day. To the set they go, and off they go.
In lane 1, we have Haley Craigie from Eagan. Lane 2, Rylan Hayes from Waconia. Lane 3, Abby Elder from Eagan. Lane 4, Lillian Vesta.
3/4 of the way down the first lap. Everything looks to be pretty even. 4 of them all make the flip at the same time, with the 5th one only a body length behind, so it's not like it's insurmountable. Stretching it out here a little bit, 4 and 5 will flip at the same time. Lanes 2 and 3 will flip at the same time. And here's where the underwater work needs to take place during the season. All of a sudden, you got the underwater stuff slowed some girls down instead of doing the kicking and paddling underwater. So now we are into what could be a 3-horse race here. Lane 3 and lane 5 are going to be battling it out. Slowly stretching it out over lane 4 and 2. Lane 5 looks like she's going to take this one. Lane 3 will be in second. Lane 4 will take third. Lane 2 will take fourth, and lane 1 will take fifth. And I will rattle those times in order. First place is 121. Second place, 123. Third place, 124. Fourth place, 126. Fifth place, 130. Whoops, crossed off the wrong here. Next up, Heat 3, Peyton Smith, Chisago Lakes, lane 1. Tara Lee, lane 2, Eagan. Nina Sinclair, lane 3, Waconia. The next 3 are all Eagans. Allison Luker, lane 4. Bailey Schmidt, lane 5. And Maddie Garrants, lane 6. All off to a clean start, no false jumps.
Chisago Lakes, lane 2, Tara Lee from Eagan.
Underwater work looked good.
Nina Sinclair from Waconia. Lane 4, Allison Luker from Eagan. Lane 5, Bailey Schmidt from Eagan. Lane 6, Maddie Garrants.
Lane 3 or 4, 2, 3, and 4, all neck and neck. Lane 3 and 4 almost stroke for stroke with each other. Lanes 2 and 5. And 1 and 6. Could almost put a straight edge across those two. They're going neck and neck. Lane 3 has got about a half a body length coming into the home stretch. Lanes 2 and 4, too close to call. Then it's lane 5. And then 1 and 6. Can't tell them apart. They're about the same spot. First place gets a 1:11.62. Second place, a 1:15.04. Third place, 1:16.29. Fourth place, a 1:18.04. Fifth place, 1:21.97. And that rounds it out. There was only... What happened to our sixth swimmer down here in lane 1? It did not register the tire. It comes a 1:32.28. All right, the final heat of the 100 backstroke. Lily Hubbard, Chisago Lakes, lane 1. Ruth Cotant, lane 2. Waconia, Chisago Lakes, lane 3. Ellie Undem. Lane 4, Natalie Studenberg, Waconia in lane 4. Malaya Cartier, Eagan, lane 5, and Kate Teagland, lane 6, also of Eagan. Here are the ever-important water work underneath, and lane 3 does it very nicely, and she's got about a half a body length lead, and she's starting to stretch that out a little bit. Lane 4, Madeline Studeberg, as I see, there is nobody in that lane, so she must have bowed out at the last minute. Not to worry, plenty of season left. Lane 3 has got about 2 body length lead over lane 2. They both flip and make the turn. Then it looks like it's lane 1 and 5 at about the same time. And finally, lane 6. Into the home stretch they come. It'll be lane 3, lane 2. Then it should be lane 5. Then it will be lane 1. And then lane 6. First place gets a 1:04.75. Second place gets a 1:06.65. Third place, 1:10.45. Fourth place, 1:12.50. And fifth place goes over 1:14.79. Next up, Event 11, the 100 breaststroke, and it looks to me like there is 5 heats of the breaststroke. Down and back twice. This is a all Chisago Lakes event. Vida McIver, Brooke Lind, and Evie Kelton, lane 2, 3, and 4, respectively. None of the 3 have a registered time. There was a young man that used to live in my house before he outgrew all this, who was put in the breaststroke, I think, when he was about 8th or 9th grade. Let's just say the wheels came off, and the coach came out afterwards and said, "We're not going to do that again." And we all just laughed. And he did, or she was right. They never did put him in that again. And he was okay with it. Lane 3. It's got about a 2-body length lead coming into the home stretch here. It will be lane 3, lane 2, and then lane 4. Coming in with a first place finish, a 139.58. Second place goes to lane 2, 143.71. And fourth place, still coming, and she will finish with a 1. Come on, clock. Finish the numbers. Lane 4 took 3rd place, and it's failing to give me the numbers at this point. It had to be someplace around 150, I'm guessing, 1:50. And it's being stubborn. Maybe it's the high humidity in here today. All right, heat 2. Maya Tiller from Waconia, lane 2. Brielle Jameson, lane 3, Chisago Lakes. And the next 2 are Eagan swimmers, lane 4, Stella Phelps and Megan LaManchain. 5 is in lane 5. I did not see a referee hand go up, so that means all starts are clean. Lane 2 has an early lead on this one, halfway point. Got a body and a half length lead. Lanes 3 and 4. All about the same. They're neck and neck. Quick second here to clean the moisture off my eyeballs and my glasses. Lane 2 is going to win this one. Finishes about a 3-body length lead at a 134.39. Lane 3 is going to come in second place with a 139.90. At third place, a 140.62 in lane 5. And lane 4 comes in fourth place with a 140.98. I swore I cleaned my glasses here. Apparently I didn't do well enough. This next one will be heat 3. Annika Swaminathan. Gosh, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. For Eagan, will be in lane 1. Sierra Knopfel, Waconia, lane 2. Eden Wolf for Eagan, lane 3. Ashlyn McCauley, lane 4. Eagan. Isabel Benson, Waconia, in lane 5. And Aubrey Breshnan. Lane 6 for Waconia. I paused there to make sure I was trying to spell it right, and I think I'm going to butcher it. Well, if that's the worst my day gets, I think I'm still in pretty good pace for a good day. Lane 3 at the halfway point has got about a 3.5, 4 body length lead. She takes her flip turn. Underwater, up she comes. Lanes 2, 4, and 5, and lane 1, all pretty close with each other. Into the home stretch, it does look like lane 3 will handle this one pretty cleanly. Lanes 1 and 2 are neck and neck. It looks like lane 1 might pull this one out. So it'll be a 1-2 finish for the Eaganites. Lane 3 then comes in, lane 5 and lane 4. So for first place, 129.86. For second place, a 135.38. Third place, 137.14. Fourth place, a 138.40. And fifth place, a 143.33.
Up next is Heat 4 for 5.
Next up, Heat 4. Anna Fraser will be in lane 1 for Waconia. CL will have Olivia Cunningham in lane 2. Eagan will have Paige Tolick and Molly Tolick in lane 3 and 4, respectively. Bailey Engdahl will be for Waconia, will be in lane 5, and Chisago Lakes Reese Bloom. No relation to Judy. For all of you who know your kids' books. Everything at this point a little too close to call. Lane 6, it looks like she's going to hit the wall first, and then lane 2 at about the same time. As we get closer to the final heats, we can see and feel the pace of the meet picking up. Coming down the backstretch, who's it going to be? Lane 2 or lane 6? It is going to be lane 2, then lane 6, lane 4, lane 3. First place finish goes to a 125.05. Second place, a 125.84. Lane 4 gets a third place finish at a 128.23. Fourth place goes to lane 3, 130.33. Fifth place goes to lane 1 at a 136.18, and sixth place goes to lane 5 at a 143.04. And that takes us to the final heat of the 100 breaststroke before we head into the 400-yard freestyle relay. Chisago Lakes in lane 1, Max Jones, Merchant, Lind Gendro. Waconia, lane 2, Stroshine, Benson, Vesta, Fraser. Chisago. In lane 3, Carlson, Arnston, Olson, Smith for Eagan. Lane 4, Wolf, Phelps, Gerens, Tolek. Lane 5, Chisago Lakes, Coleman, Nelson, Hansen, Berglund. And it looks to me like Eagan has somebody, a group in lane 6. However, I have nobody listed, but I'm wondering is if she is attempting to get a time in the 100 breaststroke. Oh, you know what? My bad, folks. Jeez. Put a donkey's head on my shoulders. I gave you the relays first round, and my gosh, we're still only doing the breaststroke here. So it was Peyton Weisenkamp, Zara Hake for Eagan, Waconia, lane 3, Haley Stocko, Ella Floeter, Waconia, lane 4, Olivia ENGKJER from Waconia, and Egan's Claire Kenseth rounding out the 6th. So anyways, my bad, my apologies. It has not given me the placings over there yet. And some of the clocks are still running. Meanwhile, the girls have already gotten out of the pool. So there must be some form of malfunction going on. And as I was messing up myself, I messed you people up as well. So my apologies to the parents who were looking for the results of their child. I can't get it off the board because at current, the board continues to run from the last race. It never stopped for any of them. And we're at about 2:18, 19, 20, and still counting. All right, so without further ado, they're going to jump to the 400 freestyle relay. So let me go over this again. Lane 1, Chisago, Jones, Merchant, Lind, Gendro. Waconia, lane 2, Stroshine, Benson, Vesta, Fraser. Lane 3, Chisago Lakes, Carlson, Arnston, Olson, Smith. For Eagan, lane 4, Wolf, Phelps, Gerens, Tolek. Lane 5, Chisago, Coleman, Nelson, Hansen, and Berglund. Folks, if you ever had the opportunity when a meet has been super close in a dual meet, and it comes down to the 400 relay to whether you win or lose a meet, it is absolutely one of the places you want to be when this happens. I have been on both ends of the victory and the losses, and it just raises the roof off the place. The people are yelling, screaming. It's absolute pandemonium at its finest, and there's nothing better when that meet comes down to this last race. It is so fun to be a part of. So any one of your home meets that you are supporting your child, make sure you get out to those meets at the schools if you can, because if it's a close meet, it's worth every penny of the $7 that you spend to get in through the entrance door. And if you're really lucky and you volunteer, you might even get in for free. Then it's even more worth it. At current, lane 3, Chisago Lakes is out in front on this one. Lane 5, Chisago Lakes is also in second place, with Eagan in a third place right now. Waconia in fourth, and who have I got down here in lane 5? I have Chisago Lakes. There's a lot of race left. Chisago Lakes, lane 4, looking strong.
Chisago Lakes in lane 1. Lane 2, Lillian Vesta from Waconia.
Chisago Lakes continues in lane 3 to dominate in this particular event. As I was speaking about, when these meets come down to the last event, one of the big things is keeping your breathing under control so you don't get so amped up and you overbreathe and get all hyperventilated and everything else. Keeping your breathing under control is huge. Chisago Lakes looks like they are ready to send another swimmer in. They are leading by at least 3/4 of a pool. Now I would expect that's the length of a pool at this point. Trying to let the action speak for itself. Chisago Lakes still lane 3, dominating on this one. Eagan's in second place, Waconia third place. Fourth place looks like it's about lane 5 out there, and that looks like it's a Chisago. And in fifth place, in lane 1, Chisago. The first place finish in this one will be a 4:30.77 for Chisago. Second place looks like it will go to Eagan with a 4:51.68. Waconia third place, 4:52.96. Fourth place will go to Chisago over in lane 5, and that will be a 5:06.54. Parents are all excited, cheering on their kids. We're waiting for the lane 1 participants to finish here. Got a half a pool length to go. Teammates and competitors alike cheering her on. And that will take us to the final heat, and that finish was at a 5:40.06. Final heat. Waconia will take over lane 1. Studelberg, Tiller, Johnson, Engler. Waconia lane 2. Elg, Hansen, Kotant, and Haas. Stockinger, Pavic, Floater, Stotko in lane 3 for Waconia. Lane 4, Eagan, Wall, Kenseth, Luker, Lee in Eagan. In lane 5, Schmidt, Hake, Teagland, and Gordon. And Chisago Lakes rounding it out in lane 6, Perry, McIver, McClever, Peterson, and Roche. Lane 3 and 4 neck and neck. Lane 2 and 6 neck and neck. And 1 and 5 neck and neck. Typically, if you can get your 1 and 2 swimmers to hang with the other team and keep her nice and close, it's your 3rd and 4th swimmers that are your anchors and your horses that are ones that are designed to bring you home.
In lane 1, Leah Tiller from Waconia.
Same thing still at this point, folks. Lanes 3 and 4 close together. 2 and 6.
6
at about the
for
same
Eagan.
pace, and 1 and 5 at about the same pace. Eagan and Waconia, stroke for stroke. This one might come down to just simply who wants it more. That's what the excitement is about these swim meets. Early in the season, first meet of the season, these girls are going at it hard. Wonderful. All right, here we go. The third of 4 swimmers for lanes 3 and 4. They're staying right together.
In lane 1, Waconia from Waconia is fantastic.
Both down to the end of the pool.
In lane 2, from Waconia.
Flip.
In lane 3, Ellis Williams.
Waconia's probably got now a stroke and a half lead.
Eagan. Lane 5, Clayton Taylor from Eagan. In lane 6, Jolie Peterson from Chisago Lakes.
Waconia's probably got now a 1 body length lead. We'll see if Eagan can close that gap. Lanes 2 and 6, again, still neck and neck. Lane 1 has stretched out a little bit over lane 5. And lane 3 now got about a body length lead. Back over in the 1-2 positions. And here come the 4th swimmers. There's about a body, half and a length lead for Waconia over Eagan. She takes off into the water. It's going to take a long paddle for Eagan to get this one. And Waconia looks like she's got a strong anchor on that one. She's kind of stretching it out here. 1, 2, maybe a 3 body length lead at this point for Waconia. It's a lane 3 and 4 horse race. 1 and 5 are still close. We're still too close to call on that one. Following up with lane 2 and lane 6. Waconia has now got about a quarter length of the pool lead. And that's what they will finish with. It'll be Waconia with a 3:56.84. Eagan with a second place finish at 3:57.55. It'll be lane 2. I'm sorry, lane 4 will finish third with 4:03.08. Fourth place will go to lane 2, 4:10.89. 4:10.89. Now they've changed it. Lane 6 got a 4th place finish at 4:25.87. 5th place goes to lane 1, 4:33.59. And 6th place to round out the meet at a 4:39.10. And that takes care of the first tri-meet of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. I will try, if we're still on air, to give you the final results, although that takes some time to get their abacus, slide the beads, put it all together. And I don't know if they will show it on the final scoreboard over here or not. But nonetheless, a good start for all 3 teams. I can't tell you much on what in regards to what expectations are, other than the fact we expect them to get out and go swim and see what they got. Putting it up against teams that they will not see during the season, and that's a good deal. And it's a good start to the season. They've been at this for, just right at 2 weeks. And I'm sure if they're not in the weight room, they'll be in the pool by 6 o'clock again tomorrow morning, even after a long bus ride home. All right, so with that, I'm not seeing any final scores, so I'm guessing you're going to have to check them online or ask your daughters when they get home or text them. Do something, but find out. With that, we sign off from ETV at Dakota Hills Middle School. Until next time, thank you.